Why does your thing say Mr. Deer Hollow Heroes himself?
What do you mean?
You
Why is
didn't,
himself lowercase, but the rest is uppercase?
and also you didn't
See,
invent
now
the
we're
pod.
asking relevant questions, Rob.
No, 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 no. You didn't invent the podcast. You don't edit the podcast. You don't do socials
There we
anymore.
go.
You did it for 2 weeks.
Mr.
What
Deer
do you have to
Hollow
say for
Heroes
your...
himself.
You
Yeah,
didn't even
yeah.
Perfect.
come up with the name.
Liam, do you have your locks and upsets ready?
I've become best friends with them.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm festive.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dear Hollow Heroes. And as always, I'm alongside Mr. No, not saying it. Meek Man Liam Meekum
What's going on, guys?
and Robespierre Rob Kelly.
That would be me.
I'm just Ben Petrick, and we're gonna get straight into the top story. So the Celtics have won the NBA Finals. Yay!
Did they really?
Yeah. And it was a gentleman's sweep. Every game was basically a blowout, no matter who won. The one Dallas win was an absolute blowout, but it did not matter. And the Celtics were favored from the start of the season, and they dominated their way to the championship. They never saw a Game 6 at all in the postseason. They never saw Game 6. It was always over by then. How impressive was this win, and who deserves the most credit? And who deserves the most blame on Dallas's side?
Most credit? It's tough. Because I really want to say Jaylen Brown because he really stepped up. But truthfully, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Truthfully, I think it might be Missoula. I mean, that's not. Listen, they're a super team, but it's not like the Golden State Warriors with KD. It wasn't like we were guaranteeing them from the start to win this thing. There were still question marks, and he got his team ready. He put them in positions to win, and they didn't even come close to losing a series.
I feel inclined to agree with you on that this season alone, but to credit for the championship because I'm going to change it. Missoula was my answer, but my second answer was Brad Stevens. I mean, you got to give him some serious credit that if it weren't for him, this team wouldn't have been assembled. It was his mind to get all of these pieces into place, and then I feel like Missoula was the final addition that was partially by Stevens' idea uh, to put them over the edge to be this championship team. So I feel like Stevens brought all the pieces together to make this to paint this picture.
Since we all share the same train of thought, I'm just going to go with the series MVP, Jaylen Brown, just because you two, in order, took my answer and backup answer.
Yeah, I mean, Brown stepped up, and Drew Holiday stepped up. Kristaps Porzingis was hurt for a lot of it. He stepped up. Tatum even played well. Like, he didn't really drag his team down in too many games. He just wasn't spectacular.
I love how we all had the same answers.
It
It
was
was the
just a
same
really
losing streak.
well-constructed team through and through.
It was.
Kristaps Porzingis would be also a good answer because he was the
But the difference was,
player.
to me, we've seen teams be constructed really well. The difference to me was that they performed where they should have. That's why I said Missoula over Stevens.
Well, I agree with you, Missoula over Stevens, but
Yeah.
we need a second answer here.
And I
But
picked Brown because we needed a third answer because there's three of us.
going third's the
Uh,
worst, man. But it's nice. See, going third's risky, but it's nice when it just everyone plays right to your answer. But it's the
True.
worst when everyone says your answer. But no. But for the most to blame, you know, you could easily say the lack of the supporting cast. But after watching, like, I gotta say it's Luca. And a lot of people will be like, Kyrie's also a really good answer. And I feel like it's between the two. But watching how much Luca played he played amazing on his own, but his teammate attributes, when you really look into it, he has the assists, but when he just kind of plays extremely selfish, and it came to a climax at that finals because every time someone was getting hot, he had to take the ball anyway. Every time someone made a three, they didn't pass it even though he was wide open and he took his own shot. It just seemed like that was happening too much, and he kind of never allowed his team to get hot ever in that series. And the
So to me,
one game he did, they won.
it all depends on how you look at Luka. If you look at Luka like he's supposed to be where he was, I would agree with you. But to me, Luka is still a 25-year-old kid. He's not, you know, any 25-year-old, most 25-year-olds in the league are going to try and go get their bucket, especially when they can score like that. They're not focused on how can I make my teammates better? How can I make championship winning plays? They're focused on, okay, I need to go get this bucket. I need to put the team on my back. This is what I need to do. It's the wrong way to play basketball. So I think he has a lot of room to mature. And I do think that is an issue with his game right now, and it has been since he's came into the league. But Luka's performance is definitely not to blame. I mean, he was putting up points every game. He was playing well. Aside from that last game, he was very efficient. I think Kyrie is to blame here. Kyrie's the one. He's the veteran. People say he's built for the playoffs. Where was he? He got into, real winning time. We all thought it was going to be Luka and Kyrie. It was just Luka. Not a single person helped him out in those finals.
I'll give you credit that, yes, Kyrie is the easiest answer to pick to blame. But the one thing that bothers me with your argument here is age. Being 25 years old, being just a kid. Jason Tatum's 26 and Giannis is 26 when he won a
He's
championship.
never had – I guess he has had a deep playoff run.
And he's gone to the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago. He's gone to the second round almost every year. It's a consistent problem that we're just like, oh, he's young.
Those players also have more experience than he does in the NBA.
That's
I'm sorry?
not entirely true. Tatum and him, I think, both are like 6 to 7 years. Like, it's about the same. The problem is just we're giving Luka all this credit, and like, oh, it's okay. But like Tatum was in the finals. I mean, he did fumble it just like Luka did, but he was 24.
Yeah, we did the same thing for Tatum.
But he won at 26.
Tatum's he's only 24. He's gonna be the GOAT. He's gonna be the next LeBron.
No, we didn't.
Yes, everyone did. Maybe we didn't, but everyone did. That was the narrative around Tatum.
I would argue that there's a lot of Tatum haters.
No.
There's an absurd
people dislike Tatum more just being Tatum, being a Celtic, but the narrative around them was very similar.
I would say that actually, to be honest, I feel like it's about the same narrative here. Like, if you love him, you love him. If you hate him, you hate him, kind of thing. But I think that it's not that great of an excuse based on how much, just like it's not an excuse for Tatum 2 years ago. It's not an excuse. You've been in this situation so many times. Like, I know this is your first finals, but it was also Tatum's that 2 years ago. And it's in this situation, you shouldn't be acting like this, especially when you go to the conference finals before. You've been in the second round numerous times. Like, you know how playoff basketball is supposed to be played by now because he's seen winning teams every year. He's seen a team that's gone farther than him, and he's seen a lot of championship teams beat him. So I don't see it as an excuse at all, especially when it's once you cross 5 years. You gotta look at
he led the postseason scoring, rebounds, assists, and steals.
I'm not saying he's the blame that they got there. Like, he's been a problem the whole series. But what was interesting about how he played is whenever they lost, he was a lot because he was being selfish. And when they won, you notice how he was distributing the ball. He was getting in tons of assists. How'd they beat OKC? Every time he did what he does. He's the best player on the Mavs. But what happens is he got P.J. Washington hot. He got Derrick Jones Jr. hot during that OKC series. The whole supporting cast. They were talking about how the supporting cast is going crazy against OKC. That's how they won. That's how they got there. And then they forgot to do that in the finals. That's why I'm like, it's got to be a lot of it's got to go on Luka because he is the guy that gets everybody else going.
I mean, Ben, you're talking about Luca got him hot, right? I have it up here. They won by 40 in game 4. Luca had 5 assists.
Okay.
5 assists. How is that getting any of your teammates hot? He had 29 points, but 5 assists, 3 steals, 5 boards, and shot at about a 50% clip. To me, that's a great shooting night. If you're the team's primary ball handler, there's not a lot of assists. He's not getting his
but he's
teammates.
supposed to
That's
also
not why they
facilitate.
won. They won or lost on his back.
That is not true at all. He
It's
has to
100%
get
true.
if they won or lost on his back the entire postseason run.
I mean, maybe not the entire.
This is why I
run,
do agree. Kyrie is a huge problem with this because it shouldn't be just him. That's why they got to the finals.
I mean,
Kyrie was playing great.
This most previous game that they lost by 20, he also had 5 assists.
It's not just the assist number. When you push and pull, when you drive and dish it out, it's not always a catch and shoot. What I'm saying is he's drawing doubles, he should pass it. When he draws a double, he still shoots. He shot 21 shots and went 6 for 21 and never thought to pass it.
He was inefficient. I said
He's
that.
not efficient. He's not passing it. And that's where it gets to be crippling. See, when he doesn't have to get the assist numbers, that's not what I'm saying, but he's not dishing it out, which is a big problem. He keeps running into a wall and just still shoots it. Don't get me wrong, if he's one of the top 5 players to still make it, but it's not an efficient shot. And when he makes a bunch of them, they win, which is great. But when they beat OKC, Dort was all over him. What did he do? He drew the double, passed it. They figured out a way because someone's open. And that's how they beat OKC. I watched every single game. That was the way they did it, and it was infuriating because I thought Luka was going to shoot them into a nightmare.
I'm also looking at shooting numbers throughout the finals here. He didn't shoot less than 45%.
That's good and all, which is great, but he's not dishing it out. Don't get me wrong, he's a phenomenal shooter, but it's not. You got to get your teammates involved. You can't win it by yourself. He's not LeBron James.
Assist numbers up.
Which would be great, but it doesn't have to be just straight up assist numbers. It's not about his numbers. It's about everybody else's numbers. It doesn't have to be him to get the assist.
But when your teammates aren't making shots, plain and simple, it's kind of tough. And they weren't making shots all series.
I agree, but it also comes down to the fact that he never allowed his teammates to get hot either, which is another problem. So don't get me wrong. I feel like that game 1 and 2, we can make the argument, did they lose trust in making it a teammate game? I would argue that. That is a good argument because they did lose trust. They made 1-3. No one made more than 1-3 in the first 2 games, which loses trust. But at the same time, game 3, the one they lost, there were so many times you saw other players get hot. Kyrie got like 5 straight points, and the next thing you know, Luka just takes the ball anyway. And then you go and you see Derek Jones. Oh, man, he made a 3 and then made another dunk. And then Luka just takes the ball anyway.
And
he's wide
Derek
open.
Jones should not be handling the ball.
I know, not handling the ball, but he's wide open, and they just don't pass. Like it's like this player is getting hot, and now I have to take the dumb shot to ruin the run. Don't get me wrong, when he makes it, oh my goodness, timeout, great, that's 2 more points. But then he takes it again and he misses. Like it's just the problem is that he takes away opportunities for other people to be the hero in a way or the star for the moment because they're not going to be the star of the whole game. But let that guy have his run. So then you can have your run later because they're going to be so focused on him, you're going to be on one-on-ones. And that just never seemed to happen.
Maybe with Kyrie. But Kyrie was horrible in the finals.
He was horrible. Don't get me wrong. The best thing is, I said, the lost trust that they weren't making the shots is for real. Like, they just would not make shots for him.
All right, let's move on. We're talking about this so much.
What do you
I
think?
can argue about this for 2+ hours.
We just argued for you guys argued for a solid 7 minutes about the team that lost the finals.
Yeah.
Rob, what do you think, by the way?
I was just letting you two go. You guys were just deep in it. I wasn't interjecting there at all.
What do you think, though? What do you think is the most to blame?
The most to blame? I was just going to say the bench because they never did their part. I know it's the easy answer, and I know,
No, it's a good answer.
About the stars, but if we're talking about the difference between why the Celtics were so dominant and why the Mavs weren't, it was the same reason we were, talking about the coach and the GM of the Celtics. So they put together a good team through and through, from the starters to the bench. They had players who did their part. And that just didn't happen with the Mavs. And you could say it was Luka, you could say it was Kyrie, you could pick out any guy on that team and say, at some point in any series, this entire run, they didn't do their part, and that just happened too consistently. And that the Celtics just took advantage of that in every game except Game 4, where they just took the night off.
Rob won the discussion. Rob somehow found a way to come in and win it. That is true. That is true. And I think the benches, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, the Celtics did win, and we talked about the Mavs the whole time, which is pretty funny. But let's go straight into the stat of the week. Rob, as great as you had it on Top Story to win the argument, I have to say, you're not going to like this topic. The historical rivalry between the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees made history again. The Red Sox successfully stole 9 bases versus Jose Trevino, who is statistically a top 5 defensive catcher in the AL, but they found out that every pickoff that gets credit to a catcher doesn't have to particularly be a throw by the catcher. And the pitchers make a lot of pickoffs for the Yankees. So when the Red Sox found that out, they ran wild against New York.
Did the catchers get credited with that?
Yep. So this sets a new record for Boston Red Sox in a single game of stolen bases. And that's great. So the Red Sox franchise history, that's the most in a single game. But let's take a look at it in a grand scheme of things. In the World Series era, that is tied for the 4th most steals in a game. I think the number one is 15 in a single game. I think they're 6 off. It is 4th most since the World Series began. I think it is like 5th or 6th all time on historic records. I don't know for sure though. No one knows. I'd have to look even harder. So 4th in World Series era is what I can give you.
It wasn't long before then that stealing was just not allowed in baseball because it was considered too rude.
Yeah. So, did the Red Sox make a blueprint to beat the Yankees, or did the Yankees just have a bad series?
A combination of both, because one, the Yankees did just have a bad series through and through. They just, besides Game 1, they just didn't play well. But that was, they took the weakness of the Yankees. They scouted properly, and they said, the night that happened, Stroman was pitching. Stroman has a slow windup as is, and the slower the pitcher has a windup, the easier it is to steal. Trevino's pop time is good. His arm is where he lacks. It's still a great arm. He still gets great picks at first and third and throws down. But the thing that helped Boston is they have a fast team this year. Like they got guys that run, and all that combined is they're not ready for people to steal on them. People haven't been stealing on the Yankees because they thought, well, Trevino's his platinum glover. The Red Sox said, well, let's try. They got their slowest windup on the mound. We got some fast guys. Their first baseman has consistently not been able to handle the ball when it's thrown to him all season. So they're not going to try to pick off at first. Just run. Just go. And they saw, oh, well, it worked. They got caught one time. They went 9 for 10 on the night.
I think the one that they got caught was Marcus Stroman. He picked them off, right?
No, I'm talking straight steals.
Straight steals?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was just wild. And you and I got to put it, the one thing I thought when I was watching that game, Alex Cora better get a nice contract because that man knows how to coach a team. They all they play so, they've run through a brick wall for that guy. And I know that he was part of the Astros thing, but he served his time. And some about him, man. I don't know. He's leading a bunch of. This team has no business being over 500 right now, and I think now they're 3 games over 500 after beating Toronto.
Yeah. Let's over 500. They're 3 games over 500.
Still, they should be terrible.
They've been 500 all year long.
They shouldn't be terrible.
Let's wait until after the All-Star break to start calling out how good the manager is.
I agree. That's a good point. That's a good point. But for now, I am impressed with Alex Cora and how he's leading that group because
You can't say they should be terrible. They have a lot of pieces that they brought in or are homegrown that are doing well, and their pitching staff has been doing really good this year. Like their pitching
yes.
staff is the second or third best in the league, and no one's really been talking about it. And it's not that they should be bad. They have key pieces that are hurt. You can say that, but you can't just say they should be bad. No, they are trying. Listen, they weren't trying to contend this year. They were trying to see, how far we can make it with this team and where are the holes that need to be plugged. And that team should be over 500, and they are
Okay.
right now.
Okay, I can see your point. I think the Tanner Houck, like being as good as he is kind of like Luis Gil for the Yankees. Just like,
Yeah, no,
where did
they
this
didn't
come from?
expect that.
And it's even more impressive on Tanner Houck's side because he went from starter to bullpen to what are we gonna do with this guy, and now he's kind of playing like their ace. So I think that's a thing. And also for the Yankees side, they get Cole back on Wednesday, so I think that's gonna be a huge help. Kind of like they kind of get rewarded for playing bad, I guess. But the I feel like the Yankees, I think they have some serious holes in the infield. I definitely believe. I think this is a big opportunity for recently called up Ben Rice, the first baseman, because Anthony Rizzo has been playing terrible in a contract year. This is a chance for a first baseman to maybe make a move here, but being out for 6 to 8 weeks is not good for Rizzo because if Ben Rice plays well, they might leave him in. And if he plays bad, they might start looking for trades. So Rizzo's in a really bad spot at first base, and Torres is in a horrendous spot. Being up on a 3-0 count, finding a way to still strike out. It's crazy with the bases loaded and nobody out.
This might sound crazy, but I think Rizzo's going to be fine because I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees are okay with just keeping him as a bench piece.
No, I don't think he's leaving the team. I think he's just not going to start. No way you get rid of Rizzo. I just think you just don't
Just
have
for
him
team
start.
morale, he's a guy you keep around.
He's a pinch
I think
hitter
he's still concussed.
from
Last year.
June of. That's almost a year now.
I mean, they played him a month concussed. Like that could do
Unreal.
some,
You don't know. It could have done something.
it could have done something. No, genuinely. Like that was, one of my favorite players, Clint Frazier. That was his biggest problem. He had 2 concussions, and the Yankees misdiagnosed both of them.
They really just don't care. They're like, you're fine. Get it back out there.
Like, come on, these guys aren't playing football; they're playing baseball. They can sit 5 games, and it wouldn't matter.
True.
Agreed. But Torres is the one that I think is on. I think Volpe's the only one that isn't on the chopping block. I think Volpe's the only one that's okay. Everyone else is just in that infield is just I don't know. Oswaldo, is going to be on the roster. DJ and Rizzo are going to be on the roster, but who's starting is going to be the one that's going to be very interesting to look into because they have some serious holes there. I think the outfield's the only one that's doing good. Like I think even Stanton, like the outfield's perfectly fine. It's the infield that's worrisome.
Well, Ben Rice just got his first career hit, so
It's
off
the
to a
beginning.
good start.
The beginning of another Yankee legend, I guess. So let's move on to the UFC. Conor McGregor and Khamzat Chimaev both pulled out of their fights this month. Did I say it wrong? Khamzat Chimaev. You guys gave me a no.
Close enough.
Is that not it?
Just keep going. Just plow through it.
It's pretty close.
They both pulled. They both pulled out of their fights this month. Both being very inactive with tons of injuries. Whose hype do you think is fading more? Now, this isn't about fame. This isn't about who is the more famous, like, who are you going to be more excited to watch, but whose respect and hype as a fighter is going down worse due to this recent
Oh, that's
collapse?
easy. It's Chimaev. Connor, I mean, are you, as a fighter, I mean, in rankings, just in rankings,
Yeah, not fame.
are you excited to watch Connor?
Am I excited to watch Conor? Yeah.
In the
always.
rankings, strictly in the rankings.
And like strictly as a fighter, like if neither of them were famous.
Yeah. If you don't know who this guy is, he's ranked whatever he is. Are you excited to watch him?
Conor,
Age is a factor. Talent is a factor.
I would be less excited to watch Conor. I'd be more excited to watch Khamzat.
Absolutely. I mean, if
Yeah.
we're not talking fame, it's 100% Chimaev because he's, a current champion. and he's got a belt to defend, and he's in his prime. Connor's past his prime. He did his work.
Chimaev doesn't have a belt to defend.
Chimaev doesn't have a belt?
No.
Am I thinking of who am I thinking of?
Makachev?
Makachev. There you go.
Makachev is just the best fighter in the UFC, not named John Jones.
Yeah, I would say
he's
so.
pound
But
for
we're not
pound.
talking about Makachev right now. Chimaev has a lot of hype around him, either way, and he's going into the prime of his fighting career. He is
Yeah.
pulled out of so many fights already. I mean, that's what we want to see. Connor is kind of just, it's a nostalgia fight. We know he's going to put on a good show, but we have no real hopes for him holding a long-term belt at this point.
No.
Oh, so
And
you're thinking
everyone had McGregor all but retired for the past 3 years. You know, him coming back was more of a like, oh, cool, we get to see Conor McGregor one more time,
Exactly.
and he walks out with that swagger. No one's looking for Conor to be like, yeah, go win another belt, get back in the top 10 in the rankings. No, we're just like, yeah, just give him a proper send
We
off
just want
one
to see
last
him
fight.
Billy Struck.
Yeah,
So you're thinking that it's more on Kamsat's his hype is fading more because there isn't that much hype for McGregor as a fighter.
No, because he needs to earn it right now.
True. Okay, I see your point. Then I 100% agree. You guys kind of swayed me. I was gonna say McGregor, but then they actually made a good point. So you guys swayed me. But no, I think it's both very disappointing. When I woke up and saw the Conor news, I was really sad. I really want to see that fight.
Connor was disappointing, but only because I love Connor. If I didn't love Connor, I'd be like, who cares?
True. And last thing,
Is like, it's more disappointing because we have a potentially great fighter right here, and he just can't stay healthy.
True. If it weren't for his fight with Gilbert Burns, it probably would have been faded completely by now. In my last thing in the UFC, real quick before I forget, is Israel Adesanya gets a chance at the belt in August against Duplessis. What do we think about that? Getting an instant shot right back at the belt right after losing to Sean
I
Strickland.
can't stand this guy. The way the UFC
Liam.
caters,
Let it all out. Just get your emotions.
I mean,
Space.
half of his wins are recently, at least, are decision wins that are so close and probably shouldn't have swung his way. And then he gets knocked out the first remotely tough fight he sees, and then was like, you know what, peace, I'm done. Actually, I'm gonna go take a year off, 2 years off, and disappear. And on top of that, he is the corniest MMA fighter you'll ever see in your life. I can't stand him.
I think he's fun to watch fight.
He's my favorite fighter, actually.
It's the worst. The worst.
Well, Ben, you're a very corny guy yourself, so that makes sense.
Me?
No, Ben.
Oh.
Ben's a corny guy. He likes the corny fighter.
Ben's got a little bit of corny in him, yeah.
I like corn.
All right, corny. What was I going to say, though? Yeah, he does not deserve a title shot already. I mean, you take this much time off, you should be, fighting for your shot. We don't even know if he's good enough anymore. Like, he took so much time off. He probably will be, but so many fighters have to prove themselves before getting a title shot, even when we were pretty sure they'd be able to fight at that level. It's ridiculous that he gets to come back and just waltz his way into a title shot.
I think it helped that he held the belt for so long.
I guess.
I think that's probably the main reason they're giving him that shot. I think if he won it once and then lost it immediately, they'd be like, all right, you got to prove yourself again. But like, he won it, he held it up until he lost it. And then they're like, all right, you know what? If you were as good as you were, you get that shot again.
Yeah,
he was winning. He won it. He had it for so long. He had it for so long that he was literally on his second round of going through all the top contenders. Meaning he went through all the top contenders and was just going through them again.
They had to bring someone from outside the UFC to finally beat him.
Yeah,
Maybe I just don't like him.
you
Well, you
most
definitely don't.
most people that you get this mad about, you just don't like them. I think this is a time that you realize this. Some players that you hate are actually good. You just
Oh,
dislike them.
if you dare say Dominique Rogers-Cromartie, I will come over there and slap you in the teeth.
I wasn't gonna say Dominic Rogers Cromartie.
Nate Solder,
I was gonna say
another bozo.
DRC. I was gonna say DRC. Let's go to game time. We are back for game time. Woo-hoo. All right, this game is brand new. It is called Power Numbers. And I bet you're wondering, why did he say it so ridiculously? That's a bad question. Because it is a powerful game. Right, you guys with me? You guys with me?
Oh, sorry, what?
Okay, so how this game is played is you guys are going to give me, what you guys are going to be giving me is a legacy team with power stats. Now, I bet you guys are already confused because you guys are dumb. So, I'm going to dumb it down for you, okay? So, I'm going to have 3 sports: baseball, football, and basketball. And you guys are going to give me 3 players off of the random team that you guys spin. If you choose your NFL player, it needs to be the player with the most touchdowns you can think of all time on that team. Now, if he played a year, it doesn't count. He needs to be known to be on that team. If it's 50-50, I'll give it to you, but he should be known to be on that team. All right? So, in baseball, it is going to be home runs, and in basketball, it's going to be 3-pointers made. Not 3-pointers shot, 3-pointers made. So,
Okay.
are you guys ready?
As ready as
I
I'll ever
guess.
be.
Yeah.
All right. So, the results will take a while. So, I'm just warning you. It's going to take me a minute because I have to do the results as we go. So, with the first pick, who wants to go first?
Liam can
Yeah,
go
Rob.
first.
Ooh, it's my decision. All right. I have a number 1 or 2. Rob, which one is it?
2.
All right, Rob, you go first. Here we go. Here we go. Rob, your team is, for the first pick, it is going to be a Los Angeles Charger. Which
Ooh.
player of how many touchdowns do you want from the Los Angeles Chargers?
Do passing touchdowns count?
Yeah, passing touchdowns, yeah. It's all touchdowns all time. So if it's a quarterback, it's their rushing and passing and receiving.
I'm going to go with Philip Rivers then.
Philip Rivers. Alrighty. Alright, so Liam.
How many did he have? Are we saying that?
It's gonna take a minute. I have to pull up their stats after this, so
All
I have
right.
to get the team first. So for your pick, Liam, is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. Who are you going to choose?
I'm gonna say Montana probably has the most. Maybe Purdy.
Maybe Purdy. All right. So up next is Rob, and here's your spin.
Still in football?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, you already got the Chargers. That's not fair. All
No,
right.
he has to do it again.
No, he doesn't.
No, please don't.
No, he doesn't.
Man, you
All
can
right.
hit remove from wheel.
Ah.
Ah.
All right, the Minnesota Vikings, Rob. The Minnesota Vikings.
Moss.
Moss, Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Not bad.
All right. Randy Moss.
I could still go quarterback, right?
Yeah, you can go more quarterbacks. Yeah. All right, Liam. Here's your pick. You get the Carolina Panthers.
Oh.
All right. Who are you going to go with? Who are you going to go with?
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton. All right. Andy Dalton, you said?
Oh, wait, no. Wait, I take that back.
Okay.
Can I still take back?
Ooh.
Say no. Say no.
I forgot about a whole era. It's all right. I'll keep it. It's a good enough answer.
You got to live with it. Like,
It's a
you
good enough
said it
answer.
so firmly. Yeah, you're going to live with it, but it means that
I
for the
forgot
rest of
about
the
Cam
game.
Newton, dude.
Yeah.
Another player I can't stand. But...
it's not going to be too far off.
No, it's not going to be that far. Yeah.
No, it's not going to
Just
be.
the rushing touchdowns will put Cam over.
Yeah, probably. I think Dalton probably has more passing. But
I agree.
Dalton was
He's
a
played
backup
for
for a
longer.
long time. Yeah. All right. Rob, your final NFL player is going to be from the Seattle Seahawks. Who are you going to pick?
Take the best Kona in the league.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick a corner for the touchdown scorer category. Do I? I'm gonna go with Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Okay. And Liam, for your final. You get the Detroit Lions. Oh, man, dude.
Yeah, you got to go Stafford.
Oh, that's actually not bad. Okay.
No, it's actually a great answer.
Thank goodness that he exists, man, because that is a rough team to get. All right, so
It's him or Megatron. Those are your options in Detroit.
Yeah, but Megatron only played a couple years. I would have Goff over him.
so hold on one second. All right, so to round up the NFL, I can give you guys what their stats are for their total career so far. And it is going to be for. Okay, I got it. All right, so for Liam, you have Joe Montana. He has 293 total touchdowns in his career. Andy Dalton has 269. Nice.
Whoa.
And remember, it's a passing era. He was on the Cincinnati team when passing.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't hate the answer. I just thought Cam might have had a little bit more. That's crazy.
Matthew Stafford has 372.
Whoa.
But get ready for this. Rob, Phillip Rivers has 424 touchdowns. Randy Moss has 156. And Russell Wilson has 364.
Dude, it's gonna be close.
So I'm not gonna do the totals yet because that makes it kind of lame. But I will go on to the next sport, which is going to be. I might have to delete this wheel so I can keep them.
Oh god.
It's going to be baseball. So you have to pick the player with the most home runs. By the way, you guys gotta give me credit. I'm keeping up while I'm doing this. I'm working here. All right, I have my question already preset. So Rob, you went first. So Liam, you're gonna go first in baseball. Here we go.
Great.
And your first overall pick will be from the Miami Marlins. What Miami Marlin all time?
Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez did not play for the Miami Marlins.
A-Rod?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Another really famous all-time player played for them.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go Giancarlo.
Giancarlo. That's not who I was talking about, but a really good
Good
pick
answer.
nonetheless.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Is A-Rod involved with the Marlins?
No.
No.
Who am I thinking of?
No idea.
No.
Not a clue.
Miguel Cabrera was another answer.
Hey, Miami's still on the board for me. You didn't have to say that.
You knew.
Yeah, but still.
Oh, he was drafted by the Mariners. Duh.
Rob, you're up.
Just a different M team. I get it.
I always get them confused, dude.
The new. Oh wow.
Babe Ruth. Thank you.
The New York Yankees.
That's a
That's
bummer.
that's crazy. What do you call it? Babe Ruth.
Yes.
That's
Easy.
that's so fitting. I barely even. I just had to make sure, but I knew it was like 714, 15 area. I might have given you actually one more, but it is 14. Okay. All right, Liam, you are up. Your player is going to be from the Baltimore Orioles. An all-time player from the Baltimore Orioles.
I'm gonna go Alex Rodriguez.
He did not. Dude. He played for 3 teams. Not that one.
Oh God, who's the guy with the
Cedric Mullins.
huh?
Don't say Cedric Mullins. So don't listen to him.
Cedric
Rushman.
Mullins.
Adley Rushman.
He's in the show every year. I play him with him every year.
Who do
He's
you
got
think?
the
If we can find the name for this person, is that okay? So we can move along.
Can you describe him?
Yeah.
no,
His
he's gonna come in.
position?
Now this is just a battle of can we
He's an
just move
outfielder. Eddie Murphy? Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray?
Eddie Murray. I'll take Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray. All right.
I don't know if that's a good pick or not, but
You Eddie Murphy was here.
that's how I remember him, dude.
Oh man, that's funny. How many homers does Eddie Murphy have? 0? Alrighty. Rob, you are up. You are going to get a player from the Texas Rangers. Oh my god. Rob, can you say it?
Can I say it?
Please say it and make it. Just complete the bit.
Alex Rodriguez. Sorry, Liv.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine he just said like Joey Gallo.
It's not the worst answer. It's not the worst. He has a lot of homers. It's bad, but it's not the worst.
It
All right,
probably
Liam, you're
would
up
be
for
the
your
worst.
final pick. By the way, Rob, you've been getting nothing but luck in this round. But Liam's luck may have just turned. He gets a Los Angeles Angel. There are some legends on this team. I don't know if there's any super on the top leaderboards. I mean, there's one. I think there's one.
Yeah, there's definitely one.
Well, there's one all-time player. I don't know if he's all-time on the Homer leaderboard. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I'm with you now.
I don't.
Okay, thank you.
I'm with you now. Okay, I'm
Thank
with
you.
you now.
It took you a second.
I'm with you now.
Are you guys thinking of like the obvious one?
Yeah, there should be an obvious one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's like, all right, so it's either between Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani for me. But I think Mike Trout had enough healthy seasons for it to be him, and I don't think Shohei has been playing that long. I'm gonna Trout.
You're going to go Mike Trout? All right. And, Rob, your final pick will be...
Give me the Cardinals. Give me the
It's
Cardinals.
going to be
Give me
from the
the
St. Louis... Oh, come on!
Yes. Okay.
Rob has gotten
Should have been
blessed.
your pick, Albert Pujols.
Oh, man. Just a meme of a round.
This is a
Just
massacre.
a massacre. You notice how we were both just like, okay, pick Mike Trout. We're like,
You should have picked Albert Pujols, dude.
oh, man.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I didn't even think about Pujols on the Angels.
Dude. Oh, man. Rob, you just got to meme Liam for 3 spins.
All right, yeah, let's get to basketball. Let's see how well that goes.
Yeah, that's going to be all right, so that was pretty funny to watch. All right, so are you ready for this? This is where it's going to start to become a comeback needed for you, Liam. I'm not going to lie to you. So, Liam, you have Giancarlo Stanton, who has 419 homers. You have Eddie Murray, who is your number 1 hitter at 504 homers.
No way.
Yeah. And you have Mike Trout with 378. But this is where you get memed. Albert Pujols has 703 homers.
Yeah.
Fourth
And
all time.
A-Rod has 696,
I mean, he's got to have like 3 guys in the top 10 there.
and
Like
Babe
that's
Ruth
pretty.
has 714. Yeah.
Three guys
Rob
in the
has
top 5.
Rob has like 2 top 5ers and 1 top 10er.
Yeah.
I think he has 7. It's like, Rob just has one of the greatest power hitting sets of you could ever ask for. Arguably a player that should have number 1, but pop some roids. But anyhow, we go to the NBA. It is time for NBA time. Cool. All right. Here we go. Remember, this is 3-pointers made. So, all right. So, what do you guys think so far? Like, what do you guys think you have to do to make this come
This is a
back?
fun game.
What teams are you guys hoping for on this besides
Golden State, dude.
Golden State.
besides the
Golden State.
Warriors? All right, Rob, you get to go first though. It's just whoever gets Golden State's gonna. If Rob gets Golden State, it's wraps. New Orleans, your favorite team. Who are you looking for?
The tough one.
It is a tough one.
The most obvious guard is not a
Stop.
3-pointer. What? He's not a 3-point shooter. Relax. And he won't know he played for that team. I doubt it. Oh, by the way, I just want to break this now while we're recording. Willie Mays died. Willie Mays passed away today. So rest in
R.I.P.
peace. And
Really?
all the condolences to the Mays family, and a top 3 player of all time just passed away in baseball. So rest in peace, Willie Mays.
Now I have to think of a 3-point shooter. Okay. I'm not going to lie, Ben. You completely derailed me. I'm just going to say Zion because he's the only player that comes to mind right now.
My
I'm just thinking about Willie
goodness.
Mays.
Okay.
He developed it for getting in the league.
Yeah.
We're counting his Duke stats, right?
Nope.
Oh yeah, I just got the tweet. Willie Mays.
This just got very interesting. Liam, you are up. Oh my goodness. You get the Boston Celtics. You have to give me a Boston Celtic. Al Horford.
Probably has a lot.
Taco Fall.
See, I don't know who would have the most.
I feel like there's an obvious one.
You think?
I mean, if I'm going down swinging, I'm going down swinging with that one.
Huh?
Because he's like one of the greatest to ever do it, so might as well just pick.
Yeah, but I don't know if threes were that prevalent.
He made threes prevalent. He went into the contest and said, "Who's getting second?"
All right, I'll take him. Give me the Birdman.
Yeah.
I was gonna go like Tatum or Isaiah Thomas just to be safe.
Are you kidding me? When you see the number, you're gonna be like, "Oh, never mind."
No, I know if it hits, it's gonna be ridiculous.
It was a 620-point swing you just got from that first round. So
I believe it.
All right, Rob, you are up. And your team is the Chicago Bulls. Another tough one.
Bulls.
Tough team to get.
3-pointers.
There is, again, similar to, there is a safe answer.
There is a safe answer, but I feel like there's probably 2 or 3 guys who just shot more threes.
Yeah. If I'm going down swinging, though. If I really got nothing, I'd go down with, like,
I'm between 2.
the freaking goals.
But, yeah, just give me Jordan.
All right. Yeah, all right. All right, Liam, you are up. And your team is the Sacramento Kings. Have fun, Liam. you got I mean, their most notable point producer is not a 3-point guy.
What?
Their most notable point or ball handler is not a 3-point guy.
Give me Buddy Hield.
Ooh, Buddy Hield. Wow. That is a very interesting answer.
Why?
You'll find out later.
All he does is sit in the corner and shoot threes
Mm-hmm.
Now, does he make them? That is the question.
at an alarmingly high clip. Yes. The problem is that's all he does.
All right, Rob, your final selection. It's going to be give me a Denver Nugget, a 3-point shooting wizard from the Denver Nuggets.
Nugget.
A Denver Nugget.
Nugget. 3-point shooter.
Give me.
Oh, just like how, Liam, I had the baseball round, I think, I'm pretty much washed with this one.
There is a safe answer with this guy as well, but he is not currently in the league. But there is a safe historical figure. Again, if you go down swinging, this player was just really good. It wasn't a 3-point shooter, but he was just so good that it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Just give me the Joker. Just cause.
Joker just cuz.
He makes threes.
All right, Liam, and your final pick will be from. You already got Sacramento. Your final pick will be from the Utah Jazz.
Oh,
Let's get jazzy with it.
Who are you going to give me? You got to speak through it. Talk through it.
I mean, you got like Karl Malone, but he's too big. I think Stockton played there. But I don't know if he was I know he's a great passer, very good defender. I don't know what his three ball was like. I think I'm up by enough where I don't want to risk it on an all-time player that could have been a dud from three. I mean, we got Clarkson, Mitchell. How long have they been in the league?
All right. You got your players. Which one?
Let's go with Donnie Mitch. Mr. 71 himself.
All right. Well, I got the attempted. Okay, there we go.
Okay. He's never made one.
It's game over if we went through attempted. 3,786 attempts. Alrighty. Actually, that makes me have to go check on one of your players, Liam. Hold on. Anywho, what do you guys think? How do you guys think you guys did?
I think I won basketball. I think I got scrapped in baseball, and I think football is going to be a close win for me, I think.
I think because I had such luck with the baseball one, I might just edge out here. Just.
My what?
I think it's going to be close.
You might what, Rob?
Well, is it like rounds? Is baseball just its own thing?
Or is it all total together?
All right. I will do each round as well. But for a total score start, Liam, in football, you got a total score of 934. And just let me keep going. Keep talking while I'm just going to make announcements while I keep debating on how good your teams are.
934 is cool, just under 1,000. You had some options for
Yeah, but
some
I mean, compared
greats.
to home runs, that's going to be nothing.
Liam, your total score in homers is 1301. 1,301.
What?
1,301 total homers.
Okay, so you're over the 2,000 mark between the two.
All right. And um,
Homers, you kind of got unlucky compared to
Yeah,
my
I got very
polls.
unlucky there. Yeah.
and you got 3,958 career pointers made.
All right.
3,958. To go through your team, Larry Bird had 649. Buddy Hield had 1,924.
Yeah, he's a
And
sniper.
Donovan Mitchell had 1,385. All right.
Now hearing those numbers, I think you might have beaten me, Liam, just off of those.
I don't know. Zion was a dud.
Zion was a dud. Yes.
Your total score, Liam, is 6,193. All right. Off to Rob. All right. Rob, you had a great showing except for Randy Moss. Randy Moss kind of got you there. But it stunk because which quarterback could you select there in that situation?
Well, you could have picked Randall Cunningham.
I don't think he has a great many touchdowns either. But it's a
Sure he
safer.
does.
Your total score to take the win by 10 points in football, you had 944. So Rob won football's category.
Wow.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say Rob won baseball because
What's the total?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the curious part.
Your total in baseball is 2,113. You won by 800.
I thought that was going to be higher.
I did too.
And
Wait, what was the total?
2,113. That's right.
That sounds wrong.
714 plus 703 plus 696. 2,100. Okay. 7 times 3 is 2,100. And then you add 10, 3. Yeah. It's 100. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And basketball. Zion had 29 threes. Jordan had 581. And the Joker had 676, giving you a grand total of 1,286. This is going to give you a grand total of okay, guys, don't be so suspenseful. Oh,
Sorry, I'm curious.
I got the math wrong. Hold on. And a grand total of 4,343, giving Liam the win by 1,853. So basically, to put into terms, the Buddy Hield Zion Williamson swap gave William the win.
Rob, Buddy Hield played for New Orleans, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah.
Got it.
So Liam, you won. Basketball saved you. I didn't know basketball would be so many points.
Yeah, they got progressively more important because football was kind of worthless.
Yeah, football definitely was like I did that just for fun. But no, the big
if you divided all the numbers up or made it round based, it would have been a little bit more fair.
No, but you got to know your
most valuable one was the sport I was good at. So
let's be honest though. If Rob got Golden State, he wins. Rob gets Golden State, he wins.
Yeah, it would have been close, but it wouldn't have been that far.
All right, let's go straight into locks and upsets. Alrighty, so for my lock this week, I'm going to take Kenny Gaslam beating Rodriguez this Saturday in the UFC. I have Kevin Gaslam beating Rodriguez this Saturday in the UFC. You guys don't have it, do you?
No, I do.
My lock is going to be a little bit of buzz around it. A little bit of buzz around it. I'm going Australia over Bangladesh in the International Cricket World Championship.
Okay. That one I can research.
Huh?
That one I'll take. I'll research that one.
Bet.
I'm not doing that esports no more. That's on you. Figure it out yourself.
In the in the double elimination round of the Men's College World Series for the NCAA baseball, I have Tennessee over Florida State.
And for my upset, I got Tony Smith and Mark Richards winning the American Cornhole League doubles round this Friday.
What are you trying to blow up my spot, dude?
I like watching the American Cornhole League.
I was going to take that.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Actually.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Mets over the Rangers this Wednesday. They've been on an absolute tear. They got Manaea on the bump. I like them.
Manaea.
All right, and for my upset this Saturday, I got the Reds over the Red Sox. A battle of the Reds color, the color red.
Okay.
Battle of the Reds.
Battle of the Reds.
The red color.
Color red.
Well, this is the
I mean,
last
the Cardinals
episode
could
of
be in
Deer.
that too. The Cardinals a shade of red.
Yeah, but it is quite literally the Red Sox and the Reds.
We're
All right,
getting
fair enough.
dangerously close to this being the last episode of Dear Hollow Heroes. All right. So I'd like to thank you all for listening. You can follow us on our socials at Dear Hollow Heroes. You can also email us to dearhollowheroes@gmail.com. Let us know your comments, concerns, questions, insults. And I always want to thank Meekman, Liam Meekum, and Robespierre Rob Kelly for being on this show. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your week. Buy some of our merch. Send us some info of what you want to be our new quotes. I just got a recent one that said they want the intro quotes to be next month's batch, so I will get on that. That will be next month's batch with our intro quotes in the title sequence. So Liam's will be "Yeah, I'm festive." Rob's will be "I'm best friends with
Good
them,"
idea.
and I'll be "Let's do it." So yeah, okay.
Just close enough to not get sued by Nike.